Listen carefully, because this is not just a story. This is a mirror. And what you see in it might make you uncomfortable. Every single day, people walk past miracles without noticing them. They walk past pain, past potential, past greatness because it doesn't look impressive at first glance. And sometimes, that miracle is sitting on the roadside, holding a torn cup, wearing dust like a second skin. This is the story of a man the world ignored. A man people called invisible. A man named Eric's. Eric's had been a beggar for so long that even he had forgotten when it started. Time didn't move in days or years for him anymore. It moved in hunger. One empty stomach after another. One night colder than the last. One hope quietly dying, piece by piece. He sat at the same corner every day, beneath a cracked billboard that promised happiness through things he could never afford. Cars rushed past him like he was part of the pavement. People avoided his eyes as if eye contact might transfer his suffering. Some dropped coins without looking. Some looked but didn't drop anything. Most didn't notice him at all. Eric's believed this was his fate. And belief, once settled, becomes a prison. He told himself stories to survive. Stories like, "This is all life has for me." Stories like, "I was born unlucky." Stories like, "People like me don't get second chances." Those stories became his truth. But here is the dangerous thing about truth: it is often nothing more than a story you repeat long enough. One evening, as the sun bled into the horizon, Eric's watched people walking home from work. Their shoes were clean. Their backs were straight. Their conversations sounded like another language. A language of possibility he no longer understood. A thought crept into his mind, quiet but sharp. What if this is it? Not a dramatic thought. Not emotional. Just empty. That night, as he lay on cardboard that smelled of rain and rust, he didn't pray for food. He didn't pray for money. He didn't pray at all. He just stared at the dark and waited for sleep. But sleep didn't come. Instead, something else did. At dawn, an old man stopped in front of him. Not to give money. Not to offer pity. He simply stood there, watching. Eric's felt irritated. People either gave or left. Staring was worse. "What do you want?" Eric's muttered. The old man smiled, not kindly, not cruelly, just knowingly. "I'm wondering," the man said, "how long you plan to stay here." Eric's laughed bitterly. "As long as life wants me here," the old man nodded. "Interesting. So you've handed your life over completely?" Eric's frowned. "What choice do I have?" The old man leaned on his walking stick. "The same one you've always had." Eric's felt anger rise. "If you're here to lecture me, save it. You don't know what it's like." The old man's smile didn't fade. "You're right. I don't know your story. But I know your mindset. And it's keeping you exactly where you are." Those words landed hard. Before Eric's could respond, the old man placed something beside him. Not money. A small, folded piece of paper. "Read it when you're tired of being right about why your life can change," the man said. Then he walked away. Eric's almost threw the paper away. But something stopped him. Maybe curiosity. Maybe boredom. Maybe the quiet desperation of someone who had nothing left to lose. Later that night, he unfolded it. It read, "Nothing changes until the way you see yourself changes." That was it. No instructions. No promises. Just a sentence. Eric scoffed. "Easy words," he whispered. "Hard life," but the sentence stayed with him. It followed him into sleep. It followed him into the next morning. For the first time in years, Eric's noticed something strange. His body woke up before hunger did. His mind wasn't racing with the usual thoughts of survival. Instead, that sentence echoed again. What if the problem isn't just my situation? What if it's the way I think inside it? The idea made him uncomfortable. Because if it was true, then his suffering wasn't only caused by the world. It was also maintained by him. That realization hurt more than hunger. That day, Eric did something small. Something almost meaningless. When a woman dropped a coin into his cup, he looked up and said, "Thank you," not mumbled. Not out of habit. He meant it. The woman paused, surprised. She smiled back. That moment was tiny, but it cracked something open. The next day, Eric sat straighter. Not because life had improved, but because he decided to stop shrinking. He cleaned his face using water from a nearby tap. He brushed dust off his clothes the best he could. People still passed by. But something shifted. He wasn't begging anymore. He was asking. And there is a difference. Inside his mind, another shift began. He stopped telling himself he was worthless. He stopped replaying the same story of failure. Instead, he asked questions he had never dared to ask before. What can I do today that I couldn't do yesterday? What skills do I still have? What if this isn't the end? Days turned into weeks. One afternoon, a shop owner noticed him sweeping the sidewalk near his corner. Not for money, just to stay busy. "Why are you doing that?" the shop owner asked. Eric shrugged. "It feels better than waiting." The shop owner studied him. "Come back tomorrow. I need help unloading boxes." That night, Eric didn't sleep. His heart pounded with fear and excitement. Fear of failing. Fear of hope. But he showed up. He worked slowly. His body wasn't used to effort. His hands hurt. His back screamed. But he didn't complain. At the end of the day, the shop owner handed him a small payment. Eric stared at the money like it might disappear. He hadn't earned money in years. He had created value. That night, something fundamental changed. Not his income. Not his living situation. His identity. He wasn't just a beggar anymore. He was a man who could work. And once that belief took root, it grew fast. Eric started arriving early. He learned quickly. He listened. He observed. He asked questions. He made mistakes, but he didn't quit. The shop owner noticed something else too. Eric's attitude. He didn't act like the world owed him. He acted like he owed the world effort. Months passed. Eric moved out of the street. Not into comfort, but into progress. A shared room. A thin mattress. A door that locked. He still struggled. He still failed. But now, failure didn't confirm his worst fears. It trained him. One evening, as he walked past his old corner, he saw another man sitting there. Head down, cup out. Eyes empty. Eric stopped. He remembered that version of himself. He didn't give money. He sat down. The man looked confused. "What do you want?" Eric smiled softly. "Nothing. Just wanted to tell you something." The man waited. Eric said, "Your life won't change all at once. It changes the moment you stop believing this is all you are." The man scoffed. "Easy for you to say." Eric nodded. "That's exactly what I said too." He stood up and walked away. Years later, people would call Eric successful. They would praise his journey. They would say he was lucky. But Eric knew the truth. Luck didn't save him. A mindset did. The moment he stopped seeing himself as broken, the world responded differently. Not because the world became kinder, but because he became braver. So listen carefully. Your life does not change when your circumstances change. Your life changes when you change how you think inside those circumstances. You don't need more time. You don't need more money. You don't need permission. You need a new story. Because the moment you change your mindset, life has no choice but to follow.